Changing colors in the template pages. So in general, the templates come with 6 different colors. And to make this as quickly as possible, to make this change as quickly as possible, you do need to have 6 different colors to change out the colors within the given template. And I like to do this in Canva. I like to have the colors ready, visible for me, and I put in the hex colors above them so I have them ready to go. So if you choose to have fewer colors, that's fine, but it's going to take you longer to edit the pages, and you'll see as I start changing them why that is. Okay, so this purple, I'm going to be using, I start at the top and you go to the first, I'll start with the first thing here. This is this purple, it's a background color. I click the check mark and then the update icon pops up. I click that, and here I will type in or paste in the new code that I'm going to be replacing that with. And then I update the color. And then as soon as I update the color, anywhere this purple appears will be updated on this page only. So let's see where else. You see this color here changed? Let's see where else we will see the pink. Here's the pink. So the next color I want to change out is going to be this green. And you could see the green here in these icons. So I'm going to select the button and it says background color. I'm going to select the green, update, and I'm going to enter the replacement color that I'm going to be using. Update, and it changes the color here, and everywhere else that green showed up. You can see it's changed here, it's changed here, and it will be changed everywhere else on this page. So the next thing I'm going to change is going to be this background purple. And it's showing me checkered circle here. That's because I haven't actually selected the background color for this. So in order for me to spot that, I'm going to use the management tool here. So it's going to be section, manage, and I'm going to scroll until I come across that section and highlight it in green. Let's see if I can make this bigger. And you see how the purple, where the Forbes and the Business Insider icons are, it's highlighted in green. This is how I know I've selected the correct section. And I'm clicking that. I'm going to reduce the screen just a bit so I can go ahead and make that change. Let's go back up. There it is. And then I see the background here on the left. I'm going to click it, click the check mark, update shows up, and then now I can add the correct color, the new color that I'm going to be using. Update. Close this submenu out, and okay, here I'm going to continue with this color here. And here you could tell that it is a solid color, but the transparency has been reduced. So I'm going to show you how to be sure you keep the same transparency degree. And it's usually followed by an extra 2 digits. Let's see if I can make this bigger for you so you could see. It's right above the hex, HEX word. You go to the end, and it's the last 2 digits in the hex code that determines the level of transparency. So I'm just going to take away the size so I can actually do this properly. And I'm going to paste in the color that I'm looking to replace it with, update it, and this is the new color. It's similar, but it's not the same. So I'm going to save this now. Okay, so the next color I'm going to change is the purple here for these numbers. I'm going to click on the bold text color, click the check mark, update the color, and I'm going to enter the color. And this is a new color I want. Add the color. But you see this other green here? I don't like, it doesn't contrast that well with this background. So I'm going to be changing that color as well. And I'm not going to replace it with the replacement color that I have for this specific color. I'm just going to keep using the pink that I just added over here. So instead of doing update, I'm just going to switch this color. And because I didn't do a global color change within this page, it won't change the other ones automatically. I have to go into each element section to change that color. So I click that color again, select pink, and then it changes. Come in here again, select the green. I don't have to select the green, I'm sorry. I click the pink and it changes. So I'm going to save this. All right, so the next color I'm going to come in and change is this color here. It's a background color. I'm going to click on background, click the check mark for the background. You could tell that it's also a transparent color. The transparency has been set. I'm going to click update, click the color, and I see the transparency level is also 80. So I'm just going to go in and enter the new color and remember to add 80 afterwards. And the color has updated. I'm going to save. Now here, I believe this is that other green that I chose to change up here because it wasn't a good enough contrast. But here it looks like I can change it. So let me just see where else it appears. I think that'll be, appears here. So that'll probably be good. We can change that. Let's do it up here and we'll see the change. This is a text color, so it's not a background color, it's a text color. So I have to go down to the text. And it looks like regular text, but it also looks like a bold text. So I have to change it in both. Once I change it in one, I'll have to switch it out in here as well, and you'll see what I mean. So I'm selecting the color, and I'm going to put in the color that I want. Update. And that's actually a very light, and I'm not liking it too much. Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty light. So I'm going to change that to a completely different color, which is still in my replacement color palette. So let's go back to it. Just the same one. Okay, so I'm going to leave this one, but I'll go into each area and change this color to the darker one so it could stand out. That means I have to come into each one and change it. Go into each section where that color is used to make it stand out. That one's fine there. And I'm good with that, so I'm going to leave it. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to be changing in here is some of the graphic elements are SVG files. And what this means is that you can actually edit the colors within those files right here in the platform. Not all graphics are SVG. Some of them are. You have to just go through your template and see when you click the background. This one here is in a background. And here it says BG image, background image. And down here it says open SVG editor. This is how you know that this image is an SVG image. If you don't see this indicator here, that means it's a regular image and it's not, you can't change the colors around it. You'd have to replace the whole image. So let me show you. I'm going to open this. And now you could go the long way and click on each line, each tiny little element, and change the color that way through here. And you could also, change the colors just as you would the other way that I showed you when you're changing background colors, right? But that's a really tedious way to do it, especially when you have something with this many different elements. I like to go into the raw editor and spot the hex codes and replace them with the corresponding colors that I want to use. So I know that this color I have a different color replacing that. So I'm just going to type in, actually, let me just paste it in there. It'll be a lot easier. So that's the new color. And then this one is a green color, and I have a different color for that. So let me get that color. And then this color is the purple one. I'm changing that to a pink. And then this one is a dark purple, and I'm changing that to like dark bluish green. And now I'm going to save it. And it changed the colors for me. So I'm going to save that and change that color. This is also an SVG, but let's see if I want to change these colors. Yeah, let's change these. And this is what it gave me. Let me check that this is correct. Okay, yes, so I just had one little digit that was wrong. So I fixed that. Let's see if there's anything else. So you see this? This is also an SVG, but there's text here that's in white, and that needs to be changed. So we're going to click here. And instead of white, let's look at that again. This looks like it's that pink. Let's see, is it the pink? Okay, so I'm going to change this color here to the dark greenish blue that I have. So I'm just going to type in the color. And I'm going to save that and see what that looks like. Okay, so for some reason, it's the code provided in here is not allowing me to change this color here, so I have to do it one at a time. And sometimes you'll come across that, and there's really no other way to do it. So I'm going to pause this while I change that. All right, so you see this pink here, I don't like it. It doesn't stand out enough for me, so I'm going to switch these out as well. And this is what you should do when you are doing your own color changes. So the next thing I'm doing is searching for any more SVG files. And you could tell in this row that's outlined in blue, you could tell that the background image is actually an SVG. So I'm going to go ahead and edit these. And I want you to notice also that some of this row is desktop only. Can you see that on the icon? I'm going to make that bigger. So this row only has a desktop icon, which means I'm going to have to go and click on the top left here for the mobile and make sure that all the changes I made also applied to mobile, because some are not. So you can tell here, this is mobile. So whatever this version is in desktop, any changes I made on desktop will not reflect mobile, which means I still have to come back in here and make those changes in mobile as well. It's very important. Okay, so I'm going to start with this SVG. This is the fill color, which is the background color. I'm going to put in the color that I want in there instead. I'm going to save that. Save it. And then I'll go back in and do the rest. So now that I changed this one, I'm going to go and find similar ones to these further in the page. And here are more. So because these are all the same compared to the first one, I'm going to go back to the top where the first one was created. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to open this file and I'm going to copy and paste all the way to the last curly bracket here, from the first curly bracket to the last curly bracket, to copy, keep what's there, and scroll all the way down to where the other ones are that I found. Make sure I'm in that row. I'm in the right place. Open the file, and I'm going to start from the first curly bracket all the way to the last curly bracket, and I'm going to paste the code. And I don't have to do anything. It just does it for me. You could see that I already changed it. So I'm going to go to the next row and do the same thing. And I'm going to save. Do a quick search just in case. It looks good. Here is another SVG file. Okay, I entered those colors wrong, but they've been corrected. And let's go back in there and take that. So this is the result. Both desktop and mobile have been completed. And after you do the first page, you then go on to the next page in your funnel and change the colors out in the same manner for all those pages.